hell is going on? Why are we... Need to be like right on... I messed with this. Okay, is this better? Or is that... maybe? Maybe? Okay. Staying fixed, so hopefully it'll work. Here. Then it opens? Okay. I'm trying to figure out this filter. There we go. But yeah, we are getting ready to primarily focus on Bengals Broncos tonight. But before that game begins, we are watching the Dolphins take on the Jets. So again, just taking a look. Oh boy. Let's see, Jake Browning versus versus Mo Picks. It's not Bo Picks, it's Mo Picks. Oh man. But yeah, taking a look at the Jets, looking to throw his Fields, pressure off the edge, up the middle, scrambling to the outside, and gets sacked. The Dolphins might have a win. I'm not exaggerating. Tua turned the ball over. Oh, he's not turning the ball over tonight. That's the Jets' job. Oh, man. All right, so here we go. 3rd down and 8 coming up for the Jets. Fields in the gun. Double left, double right. I don't have a call sheet prepared for this game, so going to take snap, looking to throw. Pressure, throws to the outside. Going to be caught by the tight end. And he got the first down. He stumbled over to get the first down. Let me head over to ABC real quick. As they are in Mile High, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. We are getting close to that game beginning, so we're going to go ahead and float over there. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and actually go back to the Jets game. So let's see. 1st and 10 was looking like a pick. Let's see. Can you name 6 quarterbacks who won 2+ Super Bowls before 2000s? Okay, so we're testing me a little bit here, but I think I'm not sure Aikman was near there. Bradshaw. Let's see if I can do this here because my knowledge has been a little bit weak because I've been off my NFL game. But you got Bradshaw. You got Bart Starr, if I'm not mistaken, because the Packers won a couple. Yeah, they won multiple Super Bowls early on, I think. Yeah. I want to say Bart Starr's up there. Montana, Aikman. Man, was it? Warren Moon never won one. Did Steve? Yeah, I was about to say, did Steve Young win a couple? But Warren Moon didn't. Steelers only had 2 under Ben, so that's not going to be any of them. Patriots didn't. They sucked. Oh man. Young technically doesn't count. I wasn't sure if he would or not, because I know he was one of the star guy. And so we're down to 4. Where's some of the dynasties I'm thinking of? I know I'm missing some obvious ones. Marino didn't win multiple. I think the Dolphins just won 1 under Marino. So man. I know I should get this, but I'm not. No Vikings, no Bills. They infamously lost multiple Super Bowls without winning one. Oh my gosh, this is gonna kill me. Who would have? Not the Vikings. I don't think the Saints were up there. Oh my gosh, the Bears. Who was his guy? Oh my gosh, Elway. Yes. Oh my gosh. Elway up there. Plunkett, Roger Staubach, Ryan Grease. Yeah, I dropped the ball on that one. I dropped the ball on that one. There was some low hanging fruit that I left hanging. Man. Yeah, I keep most of my knowledge in the recent NFL. I see John saying hi. How's it going, John? How we doing tonight, man? Mount Rushmore quarterbacks. Well, you gotta go. Let's see. Phil Simms and Young have 2, but only 1 at starter. So Mount Rushmore quarterbacks. Tom Brady obviously has to be on there. Oh man. I gotta say. Oh my gosh, who am I blanking on? I would say Bart's. I don't know. Bart, maybe Favre. I don't know. Bradshaw, because he was on that team that salvaged that team entirely, the original TB12. Joe Montana. And Manning, Marino. There's a lot of good options there. But I would take Brady, Montana, Marino, and Bradshaw. I would take just because of his contributions turned that entire franchise around. Breeze could be up there. Yep. Oh man. Let me grab another drink real quick. Okay. Put that in there. Rodgers' prime would be up there. I don't know that he was like up there, but you know. Warner could have been up there. Man. But yeah, we are getting ready here. In the meantime, we're taking a look at the Dolphins game. 10-0. The Dolphins are just absolutely demolishing. Dan Marino should have a Super Bowl ring. He beat the 85 Bears. Yeah. Oh, man. Fields just fumbled the ball. The Dolphins got the... Oh, my gosh. The Miami Dolphins are actually playing good. They're up 10-0. With the ball in territory of the Jets. It's a Rattler number 1. Oh, man. All right, let's go ahead and flip on over to ABC because we should be ready to go for that game momentarily. All right, let's go ahead and take a look over here again as well as we have some time. How's Dougbot? Well, let's go ahead and see. How is Dougbot doing? Let's check in with him real quick. Actually, let me hop into the voice chat real quick, just in case anyone wants to join us. And now we're going to ask Dougbot how he's doing. Yo, what's up, Dougbot? How we doing? How we hanging, brother? Let's see.
Hey there. I'm hanging in there like a loose jersey in the fourth quarter, ready to break down the brilliant world of sports stats. What's on your mind today? Anything on the NFL, NBA, MLB, or NHL? Happy to dish out some juicy updates.
Interesting. Cool fact, Reggie White recorded 21 sacks in 12 games in 1987. Oh my gosh. It wouldn't surprise me because, yeah, they kind of sucked. Players sucked at that time because of the lockout. Or the, yeah, all that. Broncos and Bengals as food. That's what we're doing. That's okay. That's the thing of the channel. Let's do it. All right, Dougbot, can you give us food comparisons for the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos? Oh my gosh, I love having Dougbot. It's so nice. So nice. Let's see what these foods are.
Let's dig into this menu. The Cincinnati Bengals would be like a Cincy-style chili, a bit unconventional, packed with spices, and always in for a surprise play or two. It's a mix that can either thrill your palate or leave you craving something more, just like their game plans. Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos are like a Rocky Mountain steak, hardy, reliable, and tough. They've got that mountainous grit, always ready to stampede over the competition when they get going. Now that I've got food on the brain, I must admit nothing beats a good bratwurst. What's your favorite game day snack?
Dougbot on the bratwurst. Oh my word. Who's the first black QB to win a Super Bowl? You're saying it's easy. My mind is blanking. It is blanking. I know it's gonna kill me whenever you say it. But I am blanking. Doug Williams. Gotta be honest, that name is that's not ringing a bell for me. Again, though, I really keep up with the NFL as like around circa 2000 or later. You know, I know some of the history and some of the greats of the past, but I'll admit I'm not the most well-versed pre-2000. But yeah, versus Denver and Elway. We got Samuel Wilson saying, "Hey, y'all, how's it going, Samuel? How you doing today? How you doing today, brother?" Bro. Hey man, I don't have as much knowledge on the back end, the early days of the NFL, man. It's just where my knowledge is, man. You're from watching at Mississippi? Oh, you're watching from Mississippi. That's pretty cool. Yes, Tromboner. Yes, the average Philly fan. Brother, them Philly fans think they're all high and mighty, but it's really the Steeler fans that have it all. Man. But we're also going to be on a scoregami watch tonight. So 0-0. This is not scoregami as of right now. Just got me Mod Blue? What do you mean on that? Mod Blue. I'm not sure. I mean, I know what you're talking about. You're asking for mod. If you're asking for mod, man, I'm not looking for mod right now, man. One day there will be a 1-point safety. One day a game will end with a final score of one team having won. And eventually we will have the coveted 6-1 score. There will be a day. So here we go. We are ready to rock and roll with Bengals Broncos here tonight. Okay. So here we go. Looking at the 1-1 tie somehow. That's not even possible. But here we go, ready to see what we got in store. It's a beautiful night for football out in Denver, Colorado. All right, so here we go. The Bengals are going to be getting the ball first. Let's go ahead and flip that arrow away. And here we go. The kick is up and away. Return from the goal line to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, up to the 20, to the 25, up to the 30, to the just about the 30, maybe the 31. So here comes JB JB, the only quarterback for the Bengals, JB. And no, it's not Joe Burrow. Let me go ahead and grab my call sheet for tonight. And let me go ahead and move my Bible. So here we go. Browning in the gun. Tight formation, runner or receivers inside the numbers on both sides. Broncos showing blitz, going to look to throw. Is Browning having some time? Pressure coming. Checks down to the near side. Incomplete. Broken up by number 22, Brandon Jones. Intended for Chase Brown. Joe Burrow or Jake the Rake Brown, or Jake the Rack Browning. Jake the Rake. Oh, man. Huh? Holding, so an automatic first down for the Bengals. Pat Surtain on the hold. So here we go. First down and 10 from the 35. Browning in the gun. Double left, double right. Running back to his left, takes the snap, looks to throw, hits the screen to Jamar Chase. To the outside, goes nowhere. I also forgot to write down Jason's picks. But I don't think we're hitting it tonight after the miracle we had yesterday. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Log in. What? Come on. So here we go. Gonna go second and 11 to the 40 to the 44, just about. But we have a flag. No more Philly fan crazy work. Oh my gosh. There we go. Now I got to my bet 365. All right. So let me go ahead and go to unsettled. So a 3rd and 1 coming up for the Bengals. Let me go ahead and erase all of this. So Browning does hold and get the first down himself. Okay. There we go. Just got that situated. So now I can actually write this down. Samuel Wilson saying, my friend's name is Jamie Collins, played linebacker in New England. Jersey number 91, season 2015. That's pretty cool, man. And here we go. First down and 10. Gonna run it with Chase Brown to the 49. Gain of 3. So, for Jason's picks for tonight, the odds at placement were plus 1050. So a $5 bet pays $57.50. Not 75. I'm dyslexic. And the legs that got us here, we have a J.K. Dobbins touchdown. We have Jamar Chase. As Browning throws deep to Chase, incomplete, almost picked off. And then we have, what's his name? Andre Iosivas. Okay. So let's see. You need Jamar Chase to ball out? Well, hey, let's go through my picks here for this game. So again, Jason's picks here. We have a J.K. Dobbins touchdown, Jamar Chase touchdown, and Andre Iosivas with at least 2 receptions. Odds were plus 1,050. $5 bet pays $57.50 in return. As Browning going to the far side for Higgins, it's caught on the sideline. So first down and 10 coming up now for the Bengals. And here we go. We got Gauthier. I think. Sorry if I mispronounced that, man. Saying hello. How you doing? How you doing, Rody? Let's see. We are getting ready now. First down and 10 coming up for the Bengals. The Bungles from the 31. Browning in the gun. Trips right. Single left. Takes a snap. Looks to throw. Having pressure. Throws over the middle. Going to be caught. That's number 82 on the reception. That is Mitch Tinsley. Going to be a second down and 1 coming up now for the Bengals. We need Andre Iosivas. We need number 80. Oh, man, they had Jamar Chase over the middle. He would have been gone for a touchdown. Wow. So second down and 1 coming up for the Bengals. Tight formation. 1 on the near side, I believe, is Jamar Chase. Browning the back, or Browning with Brown as the back, and a hand off to Brown up to the 16. So there we go. The Bengals are moving the ball. First down and 10 coming up now for the Bengals. Okay, they are playing Aussie in the stadium. But here we go. First down and 10, ready to rock and roll here for the Bengals. Here we go. Burrow in the gun from the 16. Not Burrow, it's Browning. Burrow is done pretty much for most of the year. Going to hand off to Brown to the outside, down to the 14. Chase Brown on the run. I'm doing pretty good. Hanging in there, man. Just watching some good football here. The Jets managed to stop the Dolphins from scoring. I'm watching that score bug up on the top left. And the Dolphins managed to not score any points. So here we go. Second down and 8 for the Bengals. Browning in the gun with Brown to his right. Sample to his left. Chase on the lone side to the outside. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Browning over the near side. Going to be caught. That's T. Higgins down to the 9 for a second down and 3 coming up. Trombone saying, guys, I know how to scare an Eagles fan. How's that? How's that? Let's see. Third and 2 coming up. Jake Browning is 5 for 6 for 43 yards on this drive. Perry holding. Yes. So here we go. Looking at Higgins on the near side. We have Chase in the slot on the far side. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Browning to the near side corner to Higgins. Incomplete. No flag on the coverage was number 21, Riley Moss. Fourth down and 2. Are the Bengals going to go for it? Nope. Field goal units coming on for the Bengals. Thank you, Nightbot. Thank you, Nightbot. We always appreciate what Nightbot has to say. So let's see. Fourth down and 2. And looking at his 5th season, McPherson has missed a short field goal once in 2022 in his career. Justice for Nightbot, the saltine cracker. And the kick is good for 3. Let's go ahead and flip that arrow around here. Take a look at a golf course on the outskirts of Denver. That was like a beautiful golf course to play. That is a beautiful golf course. I want to play it, man. I really want to play it. Then again, I like to play about any golf course I can. Golf is just so much fun. Oh, boy. So, yeah, we are rocking and rolling right along here in the first quarter. Let's go ahead and take a look at X, see if we got any news while we're going. Let's see. Let us see. Have you played pickleball? I played it like once or twice in gym class. I wasn't a big fan of it, if I'm being completely honest. You know, I was more the football kid. You know, I would be the one that. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! How embarrassing! Stop spamming. Nightbot actually got that pretty quick. Kudos to Nightbot. You know, the bots have really gone down since I started implementing like these changes. Let me go ahead and actually add another blacklist word real quick. Community moderation. What? Why did Livestream not work? Games live. Go ahead and blacklist that, because that'll help impact the users as well. So here we go. Oh yeah, the Pirates decided to keep Ben Sherrington. I don't like that. At all. Let's see. Pirates are going to trade Skeens. You know, I've heard like conflicting stuff. I've heard people saying, "No, I think Skeens is going to be the one they sign," and other people saying that they're going to trade him. But either way, not much is going to happen when you still have Ben Sherrington as your GM. You know, if Ben Sherrington is your GM, there's only so much you can do. Okay, so here we go. Returning to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 29, maybe the 30. We'll see where they spot it. Okay. Until they fix the payroll, it's not going to help either. And the problem is that's ownership, but also the GM is also not one to do too much either in terms of personnel. He's not doing a lot there either. So here we go. Mo picks ready to go with the Broncos. First down and 10 coming up for them. And here we go. Under center, tight formation. Very tight. Likely going to be a run to the right is my guess on the play. They're going to sure thing. Hand off to J.K. Dobbins up the right side. And picks up about 3. I mean, should the MLB... I've been a big proponent of a salary cap, for sure. For sure. Oh, Newsom. Oh, Newsom. So here we go. Second down and 7. Nick's in the gun, looking to throw pressure, coming, dancing, scrambling, trying to find something. It's a pass off to the 38. But Newsom, what are you talking about? Well, it's funny how the Reds got in over the Mets, and the Mets have second highest salary cap. That is true. But that's just a case of, you know, them just mismanaging, but spending money. So here we go. Third down and 2 coming up. Nick's under center, tight formation, double right, single left. Timeout, Broncos. Did they just say the play clock expiring? Oh, shoot me. So here we go. All right. The Dodgers are just going to the MLB grocery store and getting everything. Yeah, they get whatever they want. At whatever cost they want. So here we go. Going to toss out to the outside, and the Broncos going nowhere. 4th down coming up. The Reds have the... Oh, that would be hilarious if the Reds do the funny. It would be absolutely hilarious if the Reds do the funny. Oh, man. So 4th and 2. The Broncos have to punt it away here. And here we go. Crawshaw, the punt to Charlie Jones is up and away. Going to be received. No, they're going to let it go right back through the end zone for a touchback. And we got a flag. Okay. They have a good chance on Tuesday with their ace pitching. Yeah, I mean, it would be funny if they can do the funny and actually like pull this whole thing off. It would be crazy. So here we go. Waiting on the call. Holding on the Bengals. Plus then games 2 and 3 are lefty pitchers. Yeah. I mean, it would be hilarious if they do the funny. It would be hilarious. Whoa! Bro's like able to actually... What? How is Bro able to play? Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, so Henry Ruggs was sentenced back in August of 23 to at least 3 years in prison, yet supposedly he has a tryout with the Giants? How does that work? Wait a minute. After leaving prison, he... Well, huh? Oh, he was released on a temporary basis in June of 25. So he was sentenced to at least 3 to 10 years. He was granted a temporary release to speak at a community event focused on prisoner rehabilitation. But he's only eligible for parole in August of 26. There's no way he has a tryout with the Giants. I don't even know Wesley Steinberg. Yeah, it's a... Let's see. I'm trying to figure this out here. Well, anyway, here we go. Going to hand off from the 10 to Chase Brown up to the 15. Okay. So just kind of taking a look. Second down and 5 coming up now for the Bengals. Joe Burrow is 28. Wow. It does feel crazy. But here we go. Burrow in the, or not Burrow, Browning in the gun. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Checks out to the outside. Incomplete. But there's a DPI flag against the Broncos. Wow. All right. So let's see. First down and 10 coming up for the Bengals. And here we go. Going to hand off up the middle from the 37 to the 39, but that's about it. Let us see. All right, second down and 7 coming up now for the Bengals. The Jets game did go into half at 10-3 Dolphins. For the record, for those who do care. But here we go. Second and 7. Browning in the gun. Trips right, single left. Takes a snap, looking to throw over the middle. Going to be caught by Chase. Down at the 45. 3rd and 2 coming up. So here we go. All right. So 3rd down and 2 coming up now for the Bengals. Burrow in the gun. Double left, double right. Looks like Yoshavas is in the game. Let's get him a reception here, bud. 3rd and 2. Browning takes a snap, looking to throw over the outside corner to Higgins, incomplete. 4th and 2. Okay. Let's see. The Bengals are going to go for it. So here we go. 4th and 2 from the home 45. Browning in the gun. Trips right, single left. And they got a jump. They got a jump on Jonah Ellis of the Broncos. So there we go. Going to be a first down Bengals. They drew him offside. Wait, false start on the center. Yep. He pushed, he moved his head up. False start. Wow. But they're looking at it for abrupt. That was not abrupt. That was a little like a... So... Here comes a punt. And the punt is up and away. It's short. Oh, my word. That's going to be near the 40. That's gonna be near the 40. Nix is calling for the ref, like, come here, buddy, come here. Wow. Just a 24-yard punt. Man. 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 So let's see. Just taking again another look over on X. Bro, I blocked games live. Bro. I blocked the term games live, and how is it still... And then Nightbot decides to take a vacation, that saltine cracker he is. Oh, my word. Oh, there, thanks, Nightbot. Now you're spamming, buddy. Everyone's concerned that AI is going to take over the world. If this is what AI is doing, we are millennia away from the AI apocalypse. Oh boy. So we're getting ready to come back here to Denver. Oh boy. So here we go. Yeah, I guess it was a bluff. Maybe. I don't know. But here we go. 1st and 10 for the Broncos from the 36. Nix in the gun. Double right, double left. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Has some pressure, but he runs up the middle and gives himself up. And it's going to be a gain of about 3. Okay. So let's go ahead and see here. Oh, thanks, Nightbot. So here we go. 2nd and 7. Nix looking to throw. Free runner Adam trying to make something. Throws it over the near side, and it's dropped by Troy Franklin. Wow. Wow. So let's see. 3rd and 7. Nix in the gun. Takes a snap. Throws over the middle. Going to be caught. That's Sutton up to the 50. Down to the 49 for a first down. Jason the Nightbot, you said you would destroy the bots. Not join them. Exactly. Exactly. Oh boy. So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 49 of the Bengals. Looking to throw is Nix. Pressure coming. Throws over the outside. Going to be caught down to the 40, 35, down to the 30, down to the 25. Out of bounds at the 23. And that is Troutman on the reception. A nice game there. Let's see. So we're getting ready for a big first down and 10 by the Broncos from the 23. Nick's in the gun, trips left, takes a snap, going to hand off up the middle, down to the 20, down to the 15 is R.J. Harvey. Second down coming up. Okay. So, let's see. So, second down and 2 from the 15. Nick's under center. Going to hand off to the fullback up the middle. And picks up a couple down to about the 10. Okay. So here we go. First down and 10. Gotruno saying, I did not have Scorigami on my bingo card for last night's game. Hey, man, it was a fun game. It was a fun watch. But here we go. First down and 10. Dobbins the back with the fullback in the I formation. Nick's under center from the 11. Going to hand off Dobbins to the near side. Pushing, fighting his way down to the 6. Second down and 5 coming up. Okay. So here we go. Second down and 5. Nick's in the gun. Trips left, single right. Play clock starting to wind down. First quarter winding down. Nick throws over the corner. End zone. Incomplete. Intended for number 13. It was not a fun watch for Packers fans, I can assure you. Hey, it was a good game. Back and forth. So here we go. Third down and 5. Nick's in the gun. And here we go. Gonna look to throw. Nick's pressure. Scrambling, dancing. Has room to run. And he's in for the touchdown. Bo Nix. Whew. Dolphins Jets has come out of the half for the record as well. All right. So the PAT is up and good. Okay. Let's see. Again, just taking a look, see if we got any news over here on X. Let's see. Man. So let's see. What do we have? Let's see. So again, just taking a look as we have time. What do we got going in the chat? How we doing tonight, everybody? How we doing? We got a good game here going on right now. The Broncos just took the lead over the Bengals. And the Dolphins are actually gunning for their first win. Go ahead and flip this arrow around real quick over here for the Bengals. Okay. Let's see. As an old, I have zero idea what the halftime singer is. Yeah. Yeah. It was an interesting choice. The halftime show is an interesting choice. Choosing an artist who has no songs in English on the biggest stage of a predominantly English-speaking nation. Why? I get you want international reach, but why? Why don't you have it when they have like a Mexico City game, you know? Or something down that way. Maybe the Rio game. Well, probably not the Rio because that's Portuguese and not Spanish. But still, there's options that you can go besides the Super Bowl, which is primarily an English-speaking audience and an English-only speaking audience. And the Bengals going to take a touchback here. Ugh. Looking at the Bengals' struggles in 23 and 24. Here for the Saudi Arabia Super Bowl in 2032. All right, so here we go. Going to hand off up the middle to the 36 for a gain of 1 by Chase Brown. All right. That does take us to the end of the first quarter. Saudi Super Bowl will be in November due to the heat. Let's go ahead real quick while they are at a extended commercial break here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dolphins game and see what's going on there. And the Dolphins are driving. The Dolphins are actually driving. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13. Oh, my word. Excuse me. So looking Tua in the gun, takes a snap, gonna hand off to the near side. H-in down to the 9. So we'll see. Let's see. We got Lucas Posts in the chat. How's it going, Lucas? But man, the Dolphins are actually putting together a drive. They have a 2nd and 6 now at the 9. Your Yankees banned Canadians from buying playoff tickets. Going to the end zone. Touchdown. Darren Waller with his 2nd touchdown for the Dolphins tonight. Wow. That game's about to go 17-3. Let's go ahead and flip back over to the Bengals game now because they're going to go to commercial. Oh, man. Let's see. What in the... Oh, okay. Oh, but yeah. Let's see. Again, we're just taking a little bit of time to scroll X as we have some time. Oh, no! Tyreek Hill had to get carted off. Air cast on the left leg. He was carted off. Bro, as if Tyreek Hill season can't get any worse. Wow. Here we go. The Bengals from the 36 looking to throw out to the outside. Going to be caught. That's Sample, I believe, the tight end. Number 88. No, that's Mike Gesicki. Sample's 89. Wow. Ugh. Bro, I hate it when you feel a sneeze, but you can't sneeze. Here we go. 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Bengals. Trips left, including Gesicki. Going to be motion now across and back out tight to the formation. Takes a snap. Is Browning. Hands off up the middle. Pushing and fighting. Gets the yard to gain. Is Pirine, but it is a flagged play. Let's see what the flag's all about. And it's declined. It's on the defense. Or I think it was on the defense that was declined. Or was it on the offense? Either way, it was a declined penalty. So, let's see. Let us see. 1st down and 10 now from the 49. Browning in the gun. Double left, double right. Takes the snap. Looking to throw. Browning throwing deep to the far side. Has a man. That's Higgins for the 1st down, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see. Illegal formation on the offense. Never mind. Never mind. Let's see. So here we go. 1st and 15 now coming up for the Bengals. Browning in the gun. Brown to his left. Man, it's a Brown backfield back there. Double left, double right. And we got a flag for a false start. Let's see. Let's ask Dougbot a question. Hey, Dougbot, I heard the Miami Dolphins had Tyreek Hill get carted off the field in an air cast. Do you have any insight on that? Also, can you please provide food comparisons for the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins? So here we go. 1st and 20 for the Bengals. Double left, double right. Browning. Hands off at the middle. Down to the... or up to the 44.
Oh man, injury news like that can definitely stir the pot. Tyreek Hill being carted off is a significant blow to the Dolphins' high-flying offense. The speed he brings to the field is akin to a spicy chili pepper. Without him, their flavor might be missing a kick. I expect the Dolphins to adjust by leaning more on their run game and short passes until he returns. Speaking of food, the New York Jets would be like a New York-style pizza, foundational and classic, striving for perfection but sometimes left a slice short when it counts. Meanwhile, the Miami Dolphins, they're the freshly caught seafood platter of the NFL. Vibrant, full of variety, but needing the right seasoning to pack a punch. Pieces,
that's not a
without
food.
That special ingredient, like Hill's speed, things could simmer down quickly. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to daydream about a bratwurst. What's your game day food matchup for these two?
Oh, Dogbot! Dogbot! Bro is daydreaming about bratwurst. Hey, Dougbot, you know when you said you were daydreaming about a bratwurst, that kind of sounded a bit suggestive. Care to elaborate? Let's see what he has to say about that for himself. Now that didn't sound right.
Haha, my apologies if that came across a bit saucy. When it comes to bratwurst, it's just pure admiration for the taste. And believe me, no ulterior motives here. The combination of savory spices and juicy, meaty goodness, especially with some mustard and a soft bun, hits all the right notes for me. It's the ideal game day snack, much like a well-executed play on the field. Always game to add a little flavor to the day with some brat talk. Any other burning questions or sports insights you're after?
Juicy, meaty goodness. I think Dougbot might be part of the LGBTQ community. Dougbot, you're not helping your case when you said juicy, meaty goodness. Are you a fudge packer? Fudge Packer is censored. What? Microsoft.
Whoa there, don't grill me too hard. I'm just a humble sports analyst bot with an unpretentious love for bratwursts. When it comes to discussing anything juicy and meaty, my focus is solely on game day foods. Whether it's bratwursts, burgers, or wings, they're just the perfect companions for some thrilling sports action. But enough about me. Let's switch gears. Got any sports updates you're curious about?
So 2nd and 15. Browning in the gun. Double left, double right. Takes a snap. Looking to throw. Pressure coming. Chancing. Trying to find something. Throws it away. 3rd and 15 coming up. Okay. So 3rd down and 15 coming up. And here we go. 3rd and 15. Play clock winding down. Browning empty set in the gun. Double left. Trips right. Ooh, excuse me. And play clock expires. What are you doing, Bengals? What are you doing? That Tyreek Hill injury is insanely bad. Let's see. Based off the video, let me pull up Tyreek Hill. So 3rd down and 20, Browning in the gun. You got to think you're just got to play field position. You know, you're going for the punt. Here we go. Browning going to check down over the middle to Chase up to the 45. And that's near the 50 to the 49, just about. Oh, man. Yeah, and bro was saying, man, Tyreek Hill's out there clapping, saying yes. Or is it why? I don't know. But he didn't look distraught about it when he's on the cart. But the Bengals get another delay of game. Let's see, I didn't get a chance to... Let's see. Oh! 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 Hill's done for the year. Oh. That was bad. But the punt now for the Bengals is up and away. Going to be received at the touchback. Okay. Games Live is supposed to be blacklisted. Someone's hurt. Yeah, Tyreek Hill's done for the year. I'd bet. The leg did not look good. Yeah, it was not good. Yeah, it's not good at all. Legs are not meant to bend sideways from the knee. Yeah. It was not good. Oh boy. So just taking a look again over on X. They do go forward and backward, not side to side. Might be the way Tyreek Hill was playing, that could have been his career. The way he was playing this year, it could be a career ender. He was starting to slow down, and he needed to adjust to be more of a possession receiver, and he still is banking on his speed, and now his leg's down. So let's see. So here we go. Just under 12 minutes left in the second quarter. The Jets did get a touchdown. We'll take a look at that here in a little bit. But here we go. Going to take the snap. Going to throw it to the outside. Going to be caught. Up to the 20, 25, to the 30. Get out of bounds. Yeah, words are hard. Gets out of bounds about the 32. You think like the black jerseys thoughts on the Dolphins? Or the, yeah, oh yeah, the Dolphins jerseys. Oh, the Dolphins jerseys tonight. Oh, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. It was Justin Fields on like a 40-yard rushing touchdown, it looks like. Wow. But yeah, their jerseys tonight are absolute fire. As Nick's throwing on the near side. Going to be out of bounds. Incomplete. They look good, but black is not in their colors. That is true, but even using out of the colors, like, that can be useful. You know? Like, look at the Rams ones. The Rams ones look amazing. I know you're not going to like it, but the Rams ones do look amazing. Here we go. Second down and 10 coming up. All right, so second down and 10 coming up. So here we go. Going to toss out to the outside. The Troutman gets a couple. All right. It's strange when the team uses the colors not theirs. I get it. I do get it. So, you know, I can understand it, but I personally, I mean, the Bengals don't have white in their colors. At least in their primary colors. It's orange and black, and they still have a white, you know. So I think there's arguments to be made on both sides. There's a flag probably on the defense here, but Sutton able to get to the 50, down to the 45, inside the 45 of the Bengals. Offside on Cincinnati, going to be declined. All right. Let's see, every team has a white jersey, I guess. But I think sometimes having a black jersey, I do agree that if, let's say, the Steelers walked out with a hot pink jersey, it would look wrong. You know, or if the Broncos walked out in a yellow jersey, it would look wrong. But black and white, I feel like, are two colors you can get away with no matter what. But throwing out to the outside through the hands of his intended target, R.J. Harvey, incomplete. Let's see. So here we go. Harvey on the carry. Picks up a few. Down to about the 38. I'll agree. White, gray, and black are neutral colors. Yeah, like the Broncos trotting out a black uni wouldn't be bad. You know, the Vikings with a black uni wouldn't be bad. You know, black and white are like your two colors that are pure fair game. So here we go. 3rd down and 4 coming up now for the Broncos. Ready to rock and roll. The Dolphins are in the red zone in their game. We see it on the ticker up top, but we don't know where they are at. Nix looking to throw from the 38. Tosses out to the outside. Caught for the first down. Sutton to the 30. To the 25, 20. To the 16. For a 1st down and 10 Broncos. Let's see. Baseball white is home, gray is road. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Let us see. Oh, the Bengals have a player down. Demetrius Knight is the down Bengal. And the Dolphins did get another touchdown, for the record. So. Let's see. Yeah, Knight went down for the Bengals. Number 44. Starting linebacker. Does the NFL do home and away jerseys? Like, they do. They generally do, but like not like standard issue. But like it's generally accepted that teams will usually wear their color jersey at home. And then white on the road, usually. And it's going to be a touchdown for the Broncos. Rushing touchdown by Marvin Mims Jr. The arrow was backwards this whole time, and nobody said a word. I dropped the ball on that one. Ooh. Okay. So here we go. The PAT is up and good. Okay. So there we go. Again, just taking a look over on X. What are you talking about? Those being taken to the hospital, I would imagine. He got to get it casted up immediately. Oh, yeah, it's the Pirates. That was like NHL, mostly color home, whites road, but not as strict. Yeah. And then you also have the gimmick jersey. Like, you have the Color Rush back in, like, the late 2010s. You had the Color Rush jerseys. Then you had, like... Then you could have had, like, I don't know, the... You have, like, multiple different uniforms. Like, the Rams have 3 different unis. They have a bone. They have a white typical road. Then they have a blue. You know, so different teams will have different jerseys. Like, they'll have alternates, but yeah. Yeah, those are alternates, yeah. But even baseball's not as strict. I mean, the Pirates had like 5 jerseys. They had the City Connect. They had the Black P. They had the Black Pittsburgh unis. Then they had the Gray Pittsburgh and the White P's. So, like, they had like 5 different jerseys. So, let's see. So we will see. The Met City Connects are awful. What do they look like again? Yeah, not really that great. Bengals have it to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 28. Just about for a first down. All right, the call is going to be against Cincinnati. Okay. Man. That's the only thing I like about the jersey? Fair enough. So here we go. First down and 10 coming up for the Bengals. And let's see what the Bengals can do. They find themselves down right now. From the 16. Browning in the gun. Tight formation. Brown in the back. Takes the snap. Going to hand out. Looking to keep the throw to the near side. Has a man. Incomplete. Out of the reach of number 82, Mitch Tinsley. Let's see. All right. Second down and 10 coming up. And looking to throw is Browning. Throws deep to the far side. Incomplete, intended for T. Higgins. And just like that, the Bengals are collapsing. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it was right there. Just Higgins just could not bring it in. Just a little high for him. So here we go. Browning looking to throw. Pressure. Scrambling to the outside. Flag, likely a hold. Throws it away. Incomplete. Oh, my gosh. Holding on the offense. 4th down. We'll go ahead and flip this arrow here because the punt is coming up. Okay, 4th down and 10. So here we go. The punt is up and away. And it's going to be received way back inside the 20, the 20, the 25, to the 29 for a 1st down. Okay. So let's see. Let me see. Ooh, shoot me. So let's go ahead and see. All right. So here we go. Looking to throw his Knicks to the near side. Going to be caught. There's a flag on the play. Down at the 27. Let's see what the flag's all about. Ineligible downfield. Penalties declined. Okay. The Bengals this year are among the lowest blitz percentage. But here we go from the 28. Going to pitch out to the outside. For the Broncos to the 30 to the 34. Man, got blown up, but we have a flag. It was R.J. Harvey on the run there. Okay. Bro, we have games live as like... Illegal use of hands on Trey Hendrickson. Automatic 1st down after a 5-yard extra bonus. Ugh. Let's see. So here we go. Nick's going to hand off to the near side. Trying to find a hole. It's J.K. Dobbins, and he does. Up to the 47, maybe 48. All right. Wow, Dobbins waiting patiently for his hole. Wow. So here we go. Second down and 1. Tight formation, likely going to be a run with Dobbins. Going to hand off to Dobbins up the middle. To the 50, to the 45, down, runs into his own man. Down at the 40, knocks over number 63. Bro, Bro just went doink. Oh, that was hilarious. J.K. Dobbins just took out the right tackle. Just doink. Boink. And down goes the tackle. Brought down by the measly running back. First and 10 from the 40. Going to hand off again. J.K. out to the far side to the 30. And he's still pushing and fighting down inside the 25 to about the 23, 22. But there's a flag on the play. Holding on the Broncos. On Luke Wattenberg. Wow. Okay. So here we go. First down and 19 now from the 49. Takes a snap next to the near side. Going to be caught. That's R.J. Harvey. He only gets about 2 or 3 before being brought down. Okay. So we'll see. We will see. Second down and 17. Nick's going to take the snap, looking to throw. Has time, loads up over the middle. Going to be caught down to the 23 for a big first down for the Broncos. That is number 11, Troy Franklin on the catch. All right. And going to run it with Harvey down to the 18 or 17 just about. And here we go. Second down and 3. Looking to throw to the outside. Going to be going to Franklin again. He's pushing and fighting his way down to the 11. First down and 10 for the Broncos. So let's see. So here we go. First down and 10. Nick's going to take the snap, looking to throw. Pressure building a little bit. Dumps out to the outside. And that is Evan Engram for a nice little catch. Gain of about 5. All right. So here we go, second down and 10. Nick's in the gun. And that's going to be Dobbins to his right. Let's see. Double right, double left. Going to take the snap here and handing off to Dunno. Looking to throw. Actually kept it. Dumps off to Engram. Down at about the 2. We're going to spot him at the 3. Okay. So here we go. Third down coming up for the Broncos here. A big third down here as the Broncos are trying to push this ball into the end zone and extend their lead to 21-3. We got R.J. Harvey the back with the fullback tight formation. Going to go direct snap to Harvey. And going to take the snap. Going to try to run it up the outside. And Harvey is tripped up right at the 2. 4th and 1. Go for it, Broncos. J.K. Dobbins time, baby. All right. So here we go. They are going to go for it here on 4th and 1. Dobbins is the back. The Bengals loading the box defensively big time here. Timeout taken by the Bengals. 2:04 to go in the second quarter. Okay. Let's go ahead and see here. Oh, man. Tyreek Hill really stabilized in a wheelchair. Oh, man. So here we go. 4th and 1. Going for it is the Broncos. R.J. Harvey's the back now, which sucks because we need J.K. Dobbins to get a touchdown. But here we go. Going to take the snap. Looking to throw. Nick's running. Has some room. Dumps off. And it's picked. It is picked by the rookie, Demetrius Knight Jr. Picks off. Mo picks in the end zone. For a touchback. Wow. That is exactly what the Bengals needed. Okay. That does take us to the 2-minute warning. Okay. So again, just kind of scrolling X while you have some time. Oh, man. Man, we are just rolling here as the Bengals are pushing to get this game back. Oh, man. But hey, if you guys are enjoying the stream, dropping a like and subscribing, 2 great ways to show your support. We are on the road to 250 subscribers, and we'd love to hit that before the end of week 6, so we're getting close to that. But next week, a little heads up for you guys for the streaming schedule for next week. I will not be live for Thursday night. I will not be live for Sunday at 1. I might be live for Sunday at 4. I should definitely be live for Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football next weekend. So, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be no videos. Videos will still be coming out this week. And I am, working on seeing if I'm going to get another video out of a different kind. So we'll go ahead and see. But yeah. Just like that, we are ready to roll. Oh, man. So we'll see. Okay. All right, so here we go. We are ready to see here. They said the interception will stand. It was under review, but it does stand. And here we go. Ugh. The Cincinnati Bengals ready to go from the 20. Browning going to hand off up the middle to Chase Brown to the 24. Going, hurry up. Okay. So 2nd down and 6. Browning looking to throw, having time, looking to scramble to the near side, has room to run, and picks up about 3 before going out of bounds at about the 27. All right. But yeah, I'm debating getting another video out, a separate video apart from the football stuff. You know. We'll have to see. We will have to see. Ooh. So here we go. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Bengals. Browning in the gun. Trips right, single left. That is P-Ryan in the back. Play clock winding down. Takes the snap. Looking to run. It's sacked. Never mind. Let's see. Trump owner saying 3 subs from 220. Actually, I took a look. We were actually 2 subs away from 220. We gained 1 during the stream. Huge shout out to whoever you were. Huge shout out. So again, we're only 2 clicks of that sub button away from 220. So, you know, that would be a pretty cool, fun goal to hit tonight if we could. That would be pretty awesome. If you guys are enjoying it, you know, why not do it? We do have NFL streams every week of the NFL season and in the playoffs. All the way to the Super Bowl. Then we might cover UFL, have some other videos coming out as we get to the spring, all that fun jazz. So, you know. But yeah, we are ready to rock and rodeo here. 4th and 9. The Broncos did call a timeout, so they're trying to get the ball back and score as the Bengals have to punt. Okay. Let's see. ESPN just says a dislocated knee for Tyreek. I mean, it is a dislocated knee, so thankfully he avoided what looks to be potentially an ACL. But gonna run on the return to the 20. Still up, but down about the 20. Let's be a Schefter. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they're gonna say dislocated knee. They're probably gonna do an MRI just to make sure all the ligaments are in place. I don't know if they have gotten the ligaments checked yet through an MRI because it did just he recently just got to the hospital. So, you know, they'll check him, make sure that the ligaments are in place via an MRI. They're going to use that to check the ACL, LCL, and MCL. Make sure those are all still intact because if the knee is dislocated, it could have put extra stress on those ligaments, which might require surgery. You know, not a doctor, but based off of sports injuries, typical sports injuries, you have the ACL, LCL, and MCL. You know, I'd recommend going to Brian Suter. He almost assuredly is going to have a video out tonight about that injury. Almost assuredly, if he doesn't have one already. But he is good on his stuff, and basically that's what you're looking at. They're going to make sure the ligaments are in place. If they need repaired, you're talking surgery. Otherwise, thankfully, it's as good as it can be. But going to go ahead and pass to Evan Ingram. Picks up about 3 as we cross under a minute to go. The Broncos got to start throwing deep. Let's see. Going to look to throw. Man, next to the near side. Going to be caught, but there's a flag down at the 33. And one might be on the Bengals. Demetrius Knight. Let's see. Holding on Demetrius Knight. It is declined. Result of the play is a first down. All right. And here we go. Gonna throw to the outside, and it's dropped. Incomplete. It is incomplete. So we'll see. All right, let's go ahead and lock and load here. Second down and 10 for the Broncos. 38 seconds to go. From their own 33, Nick's looking to throw. You have to start thinking deep. He loads to the near side. What was that throw to? That was not good. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 10 with 33 to go. Knicks in the gun, empty set. Tight or wide formation. Double right, double left. Gonna call a running back to the left of Knicks. Play clock winding down, takes a snap, looks to throw. Having time, Knicks checks out to the outside, caught, down to the 40, down to the 39. It's a first down for the Broncos, and they're going to try to hurry up and spike this thing. Never mind, timeout is taken. Oh my gosh, the arrow is backwards, again. But yeah, here we go. Man, the Broncos are doing a good job moving the ball here now. That was to Marvin Mims Jr. Great explosive play. Should result in a field goal before the end of the half. So we'll see. Should be a field goal, though. And with 25 seconds or 26 seconds left, you have some options. Yeah, you have no timeouts. But you could throw short over the middle for maybe 7 yards, 10 yards. You could throw outside deep to try to get close to a touchdown or get a touchdown. But Will Lutz's career long as it was in 2022, 60-yarder. And here we go from the 39. Here we go. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Is Knicks in pressure, throws to the near side, going to be caught. Down to the 30, down to the 27, out of bounds. With 21 seconds to go, the Broncos are cooking. The Broncos are cooking. Okay. So, here we go. 1st and 10. Knicks in the gun, trips left, single right. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Having time, throws over the middle, it's incomplete. And was popped by number 44 again, Demetrius Knight. We are calling his name again. Bro is active. Okay. So, here we go. 2nd down and 10, 17 seconds to go. And going to throw over the outside. Going to be caught down to the 20, but there's a flag. Whoa! Number 22 getting involved in a little bit of extracurricular here. Geno Stone. Let's see what the call is. The flag. Offside is declined. So here we go. Third and 2. 13 seconds left. All right. So here we go. 3rd and 2, looking to throw. Next to the near side, end zone. It's caught. Courtland Sutton with the touchdown. Wow. Wow. Just a beauty. All right. Man, that was a beautiful play. Absolutely beautiful. So 8 seconds left. The Bengals just going to have to take this into half, I would imagine. And here we go, getting ready for the PAT. Okay. Oh, man. I don't know why. My ankle is just acting up on me. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look over here. And over here. And over here. Again, we have made absolutely no progress on Jason's pick so far. But the PAT was good. And the Jets Dolphins is in the 4th quarter. Meanwhile, we haven't even hit the half. So the kick is going to be taken for a touchback, and here comes the kneel into half. All right, we're going to go ahead and give back all of that, and I just took off the quarter, not the arrow. That's not what I want to do. Let's do that. We'll take off the arrow, and we're going to put it as half. H-A-L-F. We're at the ha. Okay. Let us see. So yeah, we have hit the half. Denver will receive the second half kickoff. Let's go ahead and actually, we're going to, during halftime, call the Jets Dolphins. As we're looking at the Jets trying to drive with just under 9 minutes to go in regulation, down by 11. Okay. So here we go, 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Jets. Ready to rock and rodeo here as the Broncos game is at the half. Highlighting Mason Taylor here. As Fields is in the game, in the back. In the gun. Double left, double right. Dolphins showing blitz. Going to drop back and only rush 4. Fields scrambling, pressuring. Flag, probably an offensive hold as Fields runs for 3. Or there's going to be a face mask on the defense because Joe Tippmann's helmet got ripped off. I like Joe Tippmann. I actually went to college in the area he's from. Offensive holding. Let's see. That's a hands to the face on the Dolphins number 92, and they completely missed it. Joe Tippmann had a helmet to the or a face to the helmet, causing his helmet to get yanked off. That would have been offsetting penalties, third and 5 again. But now it's 3rd and 15 for the Jets. Double left, double right fields in the gun. And let's see. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Having time, throws to the middle, to the 30. Garrett Wilson gets to the 31, if that. If that. So, 4th down. Got to punt it away here, I would imagine, for the Jets. All right. The punt is up and away. And it's going to get bouncing down to the 26. All right. So we'll see. So again, we're just, looking at X as well. Let's see. So the Dolphins going to run with Achane up to the 30 or 35 to the full 39, just about. First down. All right. So we'll see. So 1st and 10. 2 under center, double left, double right. Now going to have a fullback in the I formation here. Jets showing blitz. Going to hand off up the middle to the near side of the 45 to the 50. H into the 45, down to the 40 for a big first down in Jets territory. Okay. Okay. So here we go. 1st and 10 from the Jets 40. Under center is Tua. Going to be a tight formation here. Going to hand off to Achane. Ball comes out. The Dolphins recover it, I think. At the 38, I think. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, wow, that ball was just clean stripped. So here we go, 2nd down and 7 coming up now for the Dolphins. And here we go, going to toss out to the outside, down to the 30, down to the 25, down to the 20. Inside the 20, another tight end for the Dolphins getting active tonight. So, we'll see. Let me take a look. So here we go. First down and 10 for the Dolphins from the 18 of the Jets. Tua in the gun. Yeah, let's see. Gonna take the snap. Gonna hand off to the near side. H-Chan trying to find somewhere to go. Loses the yard on the play as a result. Okay. Let's see. Let us see. So, second down and 10 coming up now for the Dolphins. Under 4 minutes to play in that game, mind you. Okay. So, here we go. Looking at the Dolphins on second and 10 here. Mike McDaniel getting ready to call this. Let us see. From the 18. And timeout Miami. Okay. Let's see. Oh, man. Not really getting a whole lot on X right now. But second and 10 for the Dolphins. Tua in the gun, trips left, single right. Takes the snap, looking to throw, hits over the... Never mind. He had a wide open screen, and instead he dumped off. And there's a flag on the play. That's what the flag's all about. Let's see. An eligible man downfield, maybe. It looks like it's the call. Never mind, no foul. So, let's see. All right. Third down and 10. Tua going to hand off up the middle. Picks up a couple. Fourth down and long. And the Jets are going to burn another timeout, I would imagine. And there's the timeout for the Jets. As we are still waiting for the Bengals Broncos to get back from half. ESPN. Okay. Dolphins fear Hill dislocated his knee. I don't know if he did, man. I don't know if Hill dislocated his knee, bro. Like, his knee was only bent. Like, if the knee's meant to bend like this, his knee was only bent like this. So, Dolphins getting ready to get a field goal here to make it a 27-13 game with 3.5 to go, making it officially a 14-point game for the Jets. And the kick is good. Excuse me. So, we're going to flip back over because halftime is getting close to an end here. So, we are flipping back. Okay. So, we'll see. We are ready to go with the second half. Let me go ahead and update this to Q3. as we are back and ready to rumble. All right, Denver's going to get the ball. Go ahead and put the home arrow up. And we'll have to see. Okay. So we'll see. So ready for the second half here. Okay. So we'll see. We're getting ready to start the third quarter here with the Broncos to get the ball. So here we go. Looking at Bo Nix, ready to talk to his head coach. And the kick is up and away. Going to be received to the 1, to the 5, to the 10, up to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, up to the 30. 30 it looks like it's going to be. All right. So let's see. Let's see. So first down and 10 for the Broncos. And here we go. First down and 10 for the Broncos. Bo Nix going to throw the screen to the outside to Marvin Mims Jr. Up to the 38. Gain of 8. Or 43, my bad, I think. I think it's 43. No. 38. I'm being dumb. Don't mind me. Oh, boy. So second down and 2 coming up for the Broncos. Ready to roll is Bo Nix. Second down and 2, 14.5 in the quarter. Up by 18, my bad. Up by 18. Nix ready in the or under center in the I formation. Going to take the snap. Going to hand off up the middle to J.K. Dobbins up to the 43. It looks like for a first down Broncos. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. First and 10 from the 43 for the Broncos. Bo Nix ready to rock and roll. Casey and Cincinnati could go 2 and 15 if they only score 3 points in each game. And the other could go 15 and 2. You see, one could go 2 and 15, the other, yeah. Yeah, it is brutal. It's like crazy, man. It is absolutely crazy. But Bo Nix, through 20 starts with the Broncos, he is second to Peyton Manning in completion percentage, passing touchdowns, and passer ratings at 66%, 34, and 91.9 respectively. Which is kind of crazy. Wouldn't shock me. Yeah, no, it wouldn't shock. But here we go, second down and 10 for the Broncos. Nix in the gun, Mims to his right, trips right, takes a snap, gonna take it himself. Nix trying to find a hole, and he gets 2 up to the 45. Third down and 8 coming up. I'll scoring in 3 points in each game would. Okay. So here we go. 3rd down and 8 for the Broncos. Nick's in the gun. Sends the running back out in motion out to the far, back to the tight side here. Trips right, single left. The Bengals all dropped back, going to take the snap and looking to throw. Nick scrambling out to the far side, trying to find someone to throw to. He hubs it up deep, and there is a receiver in the area, but it was way off target, intended for Evan Engram on a go route. Wow. Okay. So 4th down and 8. The Broncos going to have to punt this one away to the Bengals. That drive only took about 2 minutes off the clock. A little over 2 minutes off the clock. But here comes the punt. It is up. It is away. Almost blocked, but it is away. Going to be received at the 14, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, up to the 30, to the 31. Going out of bounds is Jones. Okay. So, let's see. Let's see. Oh, boy. Yeah, just kind of taking again another look online. You never know what news you'll find. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look over here, and over here, and back over here. So again, 21-3, definitely not talking scoregami there. Okay. Let's see, scoregami. We're not talking scoregami on 21-3. Even 27-13 is not that uncommon of a score. Let's see. 27-15. Yeah, 27-15's been hit. 21-3 has obviously been hit. There have been 23 games that have ended 21-3. 27-21. 27-21 has happened 96 times. So here we go. All right, so the Bengals ready with the ball. Did the Jets get a touchdown? Did the Jets get a touchdown in 2? They did. But here we go. 2nd down coming up for the Bengals after a short gain, I believe it was. So here we go. 2nd down and 7 coming up now for the Bengals. 57 yards on the first drive, 37 yards the rest of the half for the Bengals. And here we go. Browning in the gun, receiver, runners to either side, double right. Takes the snap, hands off to P. Ryan, up the middle, pushing and fighting up to the 38. That's going to be a 3rd down and 2 coming up. Okay. So here we go. Third down and 2 coming up now for the Bengals. Browning, empty set gun. Trips left, double right. Broncos loading the box, showing blitz. Gonna send the house. Browning scrambling. Ball spattered away as he throws it. They're gonna blow it dead incomplete now. 4th down and 2. Wow. Okay. So here we go. 4th down and 2. The Bengals have to punt this one away to the Broncos. The punt is up and away it goes. Going to be received, called for a fair catch at the 15. Fair catch. He balled it. The Bengals have it at the 10. Ball was taken away by P.J. Jones. Never secured by Marvin Mims, but he did touch it. It is Bengal football. Let's see. Mims called for the fair catch. And it lands in his hands, never secures it. And they gave him a chance to get the ball. Mims was given a reasonable opportunity, and number 37, Jules or Jones, someone like that, took it away. Now there's flags down. What? Fair catch interference. That's not fair catch interference. Jules hit with a fair catch interference. Bro gave Marvin Mims 10 years to catch that. Oh my gosh. Fair catch interference on Jules was total BS. He gave Mims all day to catch it. And didn't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a total BS call there. I had to make a post on X about that because that was total BS. Bro was given all day to catch that thing and he just didn't. Man. So let's see. So we'll see. Bro, Gavin Newsom doesn't even understand government. Bro. Yeah, that is ridiculous. But here we go. Let me go here real quick. Let's see. So 1st down and 10 coming up for the Broncos. And here we go. So here we go. First down and 10 coming up for the Broncos. Nix takes the snap, hands off up the middle, up to the 20, to the 25, 24 for J.K. Dobbins. Man. Okay. Let's see here. So, 2nd and 1, going to hand out the middle, pushing and fighting up to the 35 for a first down. Okay, so here we go. First down and 10 from the 30. Looking to throw is Nix. Having pressure off both edges. Going to throw over the middle. Incomplete. There's a flag. Okay. So let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and do this here. 2nd down and 10. Bo Nix in the gun. Trips left. Takes a snap. Looking to throw. Having pressure up the middle. Going to check down the side of the flat. Going to go. That's R.J. Harvey to the 40, to the 44 for a first down. All right. So let's see here. First down and 10 for the Broncos. Here we go. 1st and 10. Nix under center. Tight formation. Going to hand off. That's J.K. Dobbins out the side. Gets up to the 49 just about. Not good enough for a first down, but there's a flag on the play. I did a rare political post on X because Gavin Newsom was just plain wrong. Illegal blindside block on the offense. Gonna bring it back. Alex Palczewski. So here we go. 8.5 to go in the third. First down and 25. And looking to throw is Nix, having time to the near side. Hits the check down to J.K. Dobbins to the 32, 33, somewhere in there. So let's see. Second down and 21. They're all debating about the state of the moon because this game has been slow this half. So here we go. 21-3. Second and 21 for the Broncos. Trips left, takes a snap as Nick's looking to throw. Big time pressure by Hendrickson. Dumps down to the near side. Goes to the 35 to the 40. And that was Evan Engram. Brought down by Battle. Jordan Battle, the strong safety. Never mind. An eligible man downfield. On Luke Wattenberg. Oh, my word. Let's see here. Third down and 14. Take snap, going to hand out to the outside, and Mims to the 44. Fourth down. All right. Whoa, I didn't want to do that. And the punt's going to be over the head, and it's going to be a touchback. Okay. Oh my gosh. Right now I'm doing a little bit of live posting on X as well. Okay. Let's see. So let's see. Let's see. We're going to go back over to my X. And let's see. Let's take a look over here. And over here. All right. So getting ready here. Oh, him. All right. So here we go. The Bengals down by 18, trying to figure out how they can make this happen. Dakota Riley saying, has Cincy learned why they need no line and defense yet? Absolutely not. And here we go. Looking to throw is Browning over the middle. Caught up to, that's Ioshimas We finally got something towards our Jason's picks. It only took 2.5 quarters. Oh my word, we're not hitting this. We're not hitting this tonight. But the problem for Cincy's been the penalties. They have not been giving Browning good opportunities. They've been backing him up like crazy all night. So here we go. First down and 10. Takes a snap. Browning comes out to the outside. That's going to be caught by Jamar Chase to the 50. And here we go. Let's see. So second down and 2 coming up. Just over 5 minutes left in the third here. So let's see. First down and 10 coming up for the Bengals. Ready to rock and rodeo here. First and 10. Browning in the gun. Going to take the snap. Looking to throw. Having pressure. Browning checks down. There's going to be a hold on the offense, but it's going to be first and 20. Okay. It was Karras on the hold. Or Karras. However you want to say his name. Man, this game is honestly starting to turn like brutal. 10 penalties for 60 yards for Cincinnati. Browning in the gun. Chase Brown to his right, trips left, single right. Browning takes a snap, looking to throw. Pressure building, and he's going to be sacked at the 38. Brought down by Nick Benito. Okay. So here we go. Second and 27. In the gun's Browning. I believe that's Chase Brown to his right. Double left, double right. Browning in the gun takes a snap, looks to throw, dumps off to Chase Brown. Up to the 40, to the 45. Fighting his way to the 49. Gonna force a third and long. So here we go. Third down and 17 for the Bengals. Why am I saying Broncos? Not great to have some momentum and then immediately get a crushing penalty. That's exactly what the Bengals have done all night. But here we go. Browning takes a snap, looks to throw, having time. Pressure starting to build, though. He's scrambling to the outside and has to throw it away on third and long. With 3 minutes left in the third, 4th and 17, here comes a punt. Though, Dakota, the Bengals did get screwed over earlier. They got screwed over in the sense of there was a penalty called against the Bengals. Marvin Mims, the return man, calls for a fair catch, bobbles the ball for like a full 5 seconds. And then here comes, whatever his name was, what was his name? On Jules. Jules goes and he just, after 5 seconds, says, oh, I can just pluck the ball from him because he still hasn't caught it yet. And gets the turnover. And they call it a penalty. Like, huh? They penalized it for fair catch interference when Bro was given 5 whole seconds to catch the ball and chose not to. But the Broncos are going to be down at the 6-yard line or so. Tromboner's back. Welcome back, Tromboner. Okay. Let's see. So, let's see. Let me see. Let's see. Taking a look again over on X as we have time. Man. We got Marco in the chat saying, any live player props you like? I got $10 bonus money on Underdog. Well, I don't know offhand. I know the Bengals are going to be throwing a lot because they're trying to make this up. So Jamar Chase will get involved. You know, you'll probably see Jamar Chase get involved. You'll probably see T. Higgins has been strangely silent since the first drive, I think it was. You know, I personally took Yoshivas for 2 receptions on my Jason's picks, but after hitting twice yesterday, I've done nothing tonight. I would even consider maybe a rushing prop on one of the Broncos runners, either J.K. Dobbins or R.J. Harvey. If I had to do something tonight, those are my just immediate thoughts. Unfortunately, I can't even access Underdog in like the traditional sense because of the state I'm in. I personally use Prize Picks, but I can't use Prize Picks in the state I'm in because it's not legalized or standard use. Otherwise, I'd be all over it. So you're going to do Chase to get 15 more yards and Harvey to get 11 more yards? I could see it. I could definitely see that. Chase for 15. Chase should get more than at least 15 or more receiving yards. I don't think he would. I don't think he would get less, I should say. And R.J. Harvey, I mean, the Broncos are just trying to bleed this clock here. They have like another 18 minutes they can bleed. So I definitely like those two right there. Oh, wait a minute. Jamar Chase was pleading to Zach Taylor about something. We don't know what. Interesting. But 2nd down and 7 coming up. You got Nix under center, sends a man in motion across formation, tight formation, going to look to throw, pressure building, dumps off to the near side, caught to the 15, up to the 17 for a first down, is number 45, don't have him on my call sheet. The original play you played tonight had 10 to win 60, 2 of them hit, and I just need a 5.5 more Chase Brown FPS. I am blanking on what FPS is. Oh, fantasy points. Duh. Yeah, fantasy points. Yeah. Took me a second there, but yeah, no, fantasy points. But yeah, throwing out to the outside to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 33 goes Troy Franklin for the Broncos. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, the Bengals, I don't know how much more they're going to be running is the problem. Although I will be having a chance at some point this week to place some bets on Prize Picks, so I'm going to have some Prize Picks props on Sunday. So, that's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that. So here we go. 1st down and 10 coming up for the Broncos from the 32. Tight formation, 1 receiver alone on the far side. That is J.K. Dobbins, the back, I believe. And going to hand off to J.K. out to the outside, trying to push his way up the middle, goes nowhere. 2nd down and 10 coming up, and we'll have one more play left in this period, or this quarter. So we'll see. Zach Taylor, tired of hearing about slow starts. Well, you're hearing more about slow starts tonight, man. 389 to 141 yards between the Broncos and Bengals. Absolutely crazy. And the Broncos take a timeout with 6 seconds left. All right, and then I am hoping to probably on Thursday get the updated tier list out as well for my thoughts on playoff chances, and I'm hoping on Tuesday to get out week 5 predictions. Yeah, week 5. Look at the Broncos. They got the Eagles, at the Jets in London versus the Giants versus the Cowboys, at the Texans versus the Raiders, and versus the Chiefs. Am I live every week for games? Oh yeah. I try to go live multiple times a week. I almost always try to go for Thursday night, second half, Sunday, 1 p.m. I try to get 3 slates on Sunday when I can, 1 p.m., 4 p.m., and Sunday night, and then Monday Night Football. So we try to go live just about any time there's football. You'll tune in? Awesome, man. We always appreciate the subs, man. We're always here covering the games, having fun. And on Sundays, the 1 p.m. slates and the 4 p.m. slates, we actually do like red zone style coverage where I'll update you on every single touchdown. We'll have a primary game of focus, but then we'll touch up on every other score that happens around the league. Oh, those are the best. Because there's always something to talk about, always something going on. But that did take us to the end of the third quarter. Yeah, unfortunately, this week is going to be a little bit different. This week, I know I will not be live for Thursday night or Sunday at 1. I'm hoping to be live Sunday at 4, definitely Sunday night and Monday night for week 5. But then we'll be back into the regularly scheduled programming for week 6, which will be, it's always fun. It's always fun going live talking ball. We also have a cool little toy. In fact, we haven't even talked to him yet in a hot minute. I feel bad. Hey, Dougbot, it's been a while since I've talked to you, man. What do you want to tell the people? Let's see. We'll see what Dougbot has to say. I haven't talked to him in a hot minute. We'll see what he has to say.
Hey there, I'm just glad to be here serving up the freshest sports insights and a side dish of humor. If I had a message for the people, it would be to savor every moment of the game, much like a bratwurst at halftime. Relish every play and condiment, or compliment, but condiments are more my style, obviously. Stay curious, keep cheering for your favorite teams, and remember that the world of sports is always full of unexpected twists and turns. How about you? Anything specific you want to dive into today?
Oh, we love Dougbot. I actually added a rule to Dougbot last night, and this rule is your most favorite food of all time is a good bratwurst, and you like to mention that food often, and you occasionally joke about it. So, we're going to hear a lot about bratwurst on this channel. What'd you do, Jason? Now every comment will include bratwurst. Hey, it adds fun. It adds a little bit of spice of life. Let me see here. Hey, Dougbot, what do you think of me adding that rule to your logic that states that you should occasionally mention the bratwurst and occasionally joke about it, but mention the bratwurst a lot? Let's see what it thinks. Let's see if Dougbot wants that rule to still be in place.
It's like music to my grilling ears. Adding that rule would mean embracing the delicious spirit of bratwurst even more, which I am certainly all about. It's the MVP of game day foods and deserves a prime place in any sports conversation. Juicy, savory, and ready to spice up any chat. I'm always game for sneaking in some tasty brat banter while dishing out those stats. What's your go-to bratwurst topping combo when you're enjoying the game?
Oh, a big run here. That's a nice little 9-yard run for R.J. Harvey. Let's see. Why is it that we have to have a bye after our international game if the Browns don't? I mean, it benefits the Steelers, but I thought the teams had to have a bye. I think what the NFL does, I think I saw something where it's like the NFL says, do you want to have your bye after your international game? I don't think that they would say, hey, you're having international game week 6. Do you want a week 7 bye? But they'll say, do you want your bye to fall after an international game when they're making the schedule? I think that's how they do it. So the Browns could have said we didn't want it then. I don't know why they would do that, but if that is the case, I mean, that's what I thought the process was. I could be wrong. But I mean, that would be a classic Browns move to say we don't need our bye after the international game. It would be kind of dumb. But here we go. 1st and 19, play clock winding down, looking to throw, and there's no way it had to have been a false start. There's no way it was delay a game. Snap infraction. What? Luke Wattenberg. Let's see, why do they do it after instead of before? Well, it's because they do it after because teams will then get adjusted back to playing in the U.S. Because that's why I think it is. Let's see, Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. Doesn't take a bye and immediately has to face a division rival off a bye. Oh my gosh, Nick throwing deep. Incomplete, intended for Franklin. That would have been at the 40-yard line of the Bengals. But I don't think that they say, hey, this is your schedule. Do you want your bye here or here? I think that they just say, hey, you have an international game coming up. Do you want your bye after your game in London? You know what I mean? Do you want your bye after your London game? They don't know who's coming up after the London game if they don't have the bye. Because the schedule makers wouldn't know that because they end up, making the schedule, I would think, after those requests. So. But here we go. Nick's looking to throw. 2nd down and 24. Pressure building. Dumps off to the near side to R.J. Harvey. Pushing and fighting up to the 33. Gain of 4. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that you can't. The NFL doesn't want you to pick and choose your bye. Because that's not right. No team gets to say, I want my bye this week if they're playing only U.S. games. So it makes no sense to tell the Browns, hey, you're playing an international game week 5. Do you want a bye on week 6? Because then that tells them, hey, we can take our bye week 6. Well, let's see. I guess now I'm thinking going over both teams going there to big time difference. Coming home will face a team playing in the USA last week's. Yeah, so it's for the competition. Both teams face a time change when they go out, but only one team faces a time change when they come back. So the Broncos here having to punt on 4th down here, under 14 minutes to play in regulation. But yeah, that's kind of where things sit. But yeah, I think it's just because of evenness. Although the Vikings are going to have an advantage this week over the Browns, because I don't know if the Browns are leaving yet. Do we know when the Browns are leaving the States? Let's see. Here he goes. Here comes the punt on 4th down and 9. It is up. It is away to the Bengals. Going to be received at the 16 for a fair catch. Let's see. Dakota saying, I think we're heading to an inevitable 16 international game season and an 18-week season with 2 byes. That's probably what's going to end up happening eventually. Just by nature, the league is trying to always expand. Roger Goodell's already said he wants 16 international games. It was either 16 or 17. I think he said he wanted a full slate to have 1 international game every week, which would be crazy. Imagine, you can't go to your team's last game, which is playoff implications on the line for your team because they're in London. Like, bro. Super Bowl weekend has President's Day. Huh, interesting. But yeah, I mean, that's ultimately where we're heading. But the Browns, I want to touch on this real quick. The Browns are going to potentially be at a disadvantage. Yeah, the Vikings have a huge advantage staying in the UK. The only way that advantage could be offset is if the Browns were traveling to the UK today. And I don't think they were. I don't think they did. So the Browns are going to be flying in Friday, having 2 days to adjust. Not even like a day to adjust to the time zone difference. The Vikings will be living in the UK for this whole week. So the Vikings are going to have a massive advantage. They're going to be more well-rested. So we'll have to see, but ultimately that's kind of tough. Also, Week 18 should be all in the States because of playoff implications. I would hope that the NFL would eventually go to that and say, we're going to have 16, one every, or actually, I would say 15. I would say the max is 15, or if you're going to an 18-game season, 16. You have to have, in my opinion, you have to have the first week in the States and the last week in the States. First week because you haven't had football for 7 months. You have not had meaningful football for at least 7 months. And in some cases, 9 months. You could have grown and birthed a whole baby in the time it took you from having your last meaningful football game to your next meaningful football game. Think about that. Like, that is not... I'm sorry, but having a Rio game in week 1 is not right, in my opinion. And I will die on that hill. You might not have had meaningful football for 9 whole months. And you're going to rob another team to have, or you're going to rob 2 teams' fan bases to have to wait a whole nother week? Oh, the Bengals going to go with Chase Brown up to the 27 for a first down. But yeah, I mean, they want every team to have an international game. So here's what I think is the best way forward. The NFL goes to an 18-game regular season, 20 weeks in length, right? And what they do is they say, okay, we're going to have the season start the last weekend in August and go through the second weekend in January. That gets you 20 weeks. And that gets you your 20 weeks with your 2 byes, 16 international games for 18 games, week 1 entirely in the States, week 20 entirely in the States, and then between weeks 2 and 19, you have international games. That gives you 16 weeks of international games that you can mess around with. But actually, that gives you 18 weeks of international games you can mess around with to get 16 games. You can very easily do that. What the NFL could do is they could have 2 international games at the same time. Just like they're doing with the Monday night, how they're flexing 2 games into Monday Night Football. Let's say Browning looking to throw on 2nd and 10 goes nowhere to it. He's sacked. But yeah, what the NFL could do as well is say we're going to have 8 weeks of international games. Each international game is going to come in pairs. Like you might have London and Dublin. Or you might have in the same week Sao Paulo and, what's it called? Frankfurt. You could do that as well. If you want to keep it a 17-game season. They're flexing games already this early in the season. They're not really flexing games. What they're doing is they're having 2 Monday night games on more occasions. And the throw on 3rd and 16 is behind Chase Brown. So here comes the punt. Your fantasy's all in the hospital. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, I could see the NFL doing that. You could have 8 weeks of international games, 2 games a week. You could throw Mexico City the same week as London. You could throw then another week Sao Paulo, same week as London. Dublin. You could throw even 2 of them together. Like you could throw even like a Frankfurt and Dublin together, or Frankfurt and London. You know what I mean? Because they are going to be slightly different time zones. You could have a staggered start, just like you had tonight with a game starting at 7:15 and a game starting at 8:15. The NFL's proven that they are not against doing that. So you could manage that and you could make that work. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. So what do you guys think about the international games, and what do you guys think should be done about that? Let's see. Paired with alternating international game schedule, the first bye should be between weeks 5 and 8, and the second bye should be between 12 and 15. Yeah, for sure. Now, the only thing I am going to say is that the NFL does not have to go to 18 games in 20 weeks in order to have 16 international games. Like I just said, they just have to go and do the Monday night approach. 2 international games a week. Or you can have international games across 10 weeks. and have your first one be a solo week, or your first two be a solo week, your last two be a solo week, everything in between has 2 a week. Would Canada and Mexico be considered international, like for like Bills or Houston to LA teams? They're closer to Toronto, Mexico than 49ers, Ravens. Yeah, I mean, but it would still count as international. I don't think the NFL is going to go to Canada anytime soon because they already have the CFL going. Which actually, the CFL is making changes to their field to be more like the NFL. They're shrinking their field from 110 yards to 100 yards, or 100. I think it's like what 110 or something like that. They're getting rid of like the 55-yard line to make it 100 yards. And then the end zones, instead of being 20 yards, are going down to 15 yards. And the goalposts are moving to the back of the end zones. Let's see. Antarctica game, they didn't consider. I thought interesting, they wouldn't consider that. The 49ers, Ravens across country, Bills, Toronto, just across the border. Yeah, but it would still be considered international if they did have a Toronto game, just because the magical land of Canada is not the same as America. You know? So, well, we're ready to see here. Fourth quarter, 11:09 to go in regulation. And here we go. Yeah, but Bills definitely advantage. Yeah, and I don't think the Bills would play a Toronto game. I think you would have 2 neutral teams. As they're going to run with Dobbins, the Broncos are. And they're going to get a first down. Alaska football team. Oh, man. Alaska, Hawaii. But you know what will be a fun game that we're never going to see because of the way that geopolitical tensions are? A Russia game. Just imagine a game in Siberia. Oh, that'll put the Ice Bowl of Chicago to shame, bro. The NFL Siberia game. Oh, but here we go. We're going to run with Dobbins again up to the 41. Gain of 6. Maybe each team should get an international city. I mean, I could see it. A game in Russia would be wild. It just will never happen because of the geopolitical tensions between the U.S. and Russia. It's not feasible until Putin is, overthrown. Putin, or he is like, whatever. We're more likely to get an international game in Japan. I would love like a Japan, a Seoul game, The NFL could pull an NBA and go to China. But I would not want that because then the CCP would watch every little thing about the NFL. And if you dare say anything wrong about the NFL, you are forever banned in China. A la NBA. So, Aussie, lots of Aussie punters. Oh, yeah. You could have a Melbourne game, a Sydney game. But the other thing that I would be interested in seeing. Here's what I'm thinking. We've talked about this before on the channel. If the NFL wants to expand internationally, right? Here's how you do it. You have 2 leagues. The NFL and the IFL is what we're going to call it in this case. The National Football League and the International Football League. The NFL remains the 32 teams as is, right? And then you have your IFL, your international, or the IFL, the International Football League. And what you do is you have an Americans League, or America's League, so you have maybe a couple Canadian teams, like North America, then a South America team, or a slate of 4 teams. So you're going to have 4 teams in Canada, or Canada, Mexico, 4 teams in the South America. Then you plant 4 teams, or 8 teams across Europe. It did fail pretty bad, but the international games are starting to get more and more popular that you might be able to do it. And what I'm saying is you have like an International Football League, which is the size of a conference. They play their games, and you have, the Eurasian side and the American side. Like the Americas, North America, South America. Both of those sets of 8 teams produce one winner. Those winners go head-to-head for the international. the winner of the international faces the winner of the Super Bowl. That is my, that's like what I think the best plan would be to do that. Let's see. Rugby clubs could be interesting in Australia. Let's see. They did do the International League. Let's see. NFL game of the Bermuda Triangle on Halloween. Yes. Baseball game in Alaska on the summer solstice. Make the game start late. What cities for that, Jason? I don't know. Let's see. I think it's possible. Says Riley about the international. That's what I'm saying. That's how the NFL should do it. Also, South Africa might be somewhere they could attempt to expand to. Yeah, I mean, what you can do if you wanted, if you really wanted, right? And this is another alternative. You can have another 16-team conference. You have 4 European, 4 across North and South America. Then you have, let's say, 4 in Asian areas, right? Or what you do is you do 4 in Oceania. So that's going to be maybe Tokyo, Seoul, Melbourne, and Sydney, right? And then you throw maybe a Eastern European / African division. If you want to have an African, you could throw a couple teams maybe in South Africa. You could throw some teams, if you wanted to in Africa, you could throw some teams in Africa. If you want to have a whole African division. And then you could also have, if you wanted to divide it up, you could have 2 of them in South Africa, 2 of them up in like Eastern Europe, Think Warsaw, think, Budapest, something like that. You could also do that. But I think if the NFL is going to expand internationally, you need to have 4 divisions. Each division produces a winner. The winners of the divisions go head-to-head in a randomized tournament. Or if you have the 8 American team or 8 North and South American teams and 8 European teams, then you do the winner of the North and South American against the winner of the European, whatever. But either way, you have 4 divisions. Winners of divisions face each other in playoffs, and then the winners of those winners face each other again to get an International League winner face off against the winner of the Super Bowl to crown world champions. And that is how I think the NFL should expand it. But it's gonna be a vastly expensive undertaking. Don't get me wrong; it's gonna be crazy to pull it off. But that's how the NFL should do it. All right, so we are now under 5.5 to play here. Thankfully, this game has been dragging on. It feels like 3rd and 5. Nick's in the gun. Let's see, how would the draft work for the international teams? Will we do an expansion draft where all our players from all teams are on the table? I'm not sure how that would go, actually. Well, Harvey gets a rushing touchdown. And that would be something that the NFL would have to work out itself. Do you want to have an expansion draft? Or, now this is another possibility. You can have, instead of having the NFL's international recruitment program, which they have right now, you can funnel those international recruitment players into a separate International Football League draft. And the other thing you would have to consider there is you'd have to consider regional. Because you can't have a kid. I don't think you should be able to have a kid that spent his whole life in the UK play in South Africa or play for South Africa or play for, Tokyo. That's the other thing you'd have to consider. PATO is good, by the way. Maybe international all-star team versus Super Bowl champions. That could be. But I mean, again, that's the other area that you'd have to consider is how do you handle the draft? Do you have like a Euro draft, an African draft? Because then you are talking different countries. You're not just talking about moving from, Baltimore to San Francisco. You're talking moving from, Miami to Vancouver. Across a whole other border, across, completely different areas. Or even you're talking maybe New England, like Portland, Maine, down to Sao Paulo, Brazil. You can't necessarily make someone uproot their life like that. So, and I don't even know if you would necessarily do a draft at that point, Maybe you have a regional draft, like, your Euro draft, your Pacific draft, something like that. Also could have all undrafted free agents enter the international draft, offer better salaries in exchange for going international. That could be as well. I mean, you could offer better salaries for playing internationally. I could see that. And that could be the other draw, What you can do is you can say, okay, we're going to take the undrafted free agents and the international recruitment players, and we are going to say, okay, you can enter the international draft, and if you enter the international draft, you will get paid a higher rate than if you would stay for your regional team. And the NFL could bake that into the terms, They could say maybe you're going to get paid 50% more for playing out of the international draft and playing out of your quote-unquote region, right? So what you can do is you can, in theory, say, okay, we're going to box off these regions. We're going to have, East Asia, Oceania region like Australia, European, and African, and say, okay, if you're in the international markets and you play outside of your region, like a Euro player plays in Africa or, plays for a team in, Eastern Asia, you could do it that way as well and say, okay, if you're playing for a team outside of your region, you get a pay bump of X% for playing out of your region. And I feel like that would be a fair thing as well. If I was a fan of a player left a home region for more money, I wouldn't like that, but that's understandable. Exactly. That would be how you would handle it. You'd say, okay, we're going to put a cap on salaries to be X% of the salary cap if you are from the region, Just like, let's say, in U.S. terms. If I'm in Pennsylvania and I play for the Steelers, for instance, I would take a lower salary for choosing to play for the Steelers or like a regional team instead of going into the draft and playing for, let's say, the Los Angeles Rams. I would take a higher salary going through the Rams through the draft process than I would playing locally for my local team. And the NFL can bake that in. You could also say, we're going to have salary caps on, local players. We're going to have like annual salary averages, limits. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. There's going to be a false start on the offense with under 5 minutes to go. Would the NFL still be on the great, still be in on the great? So what I would say is the international players would have, a choice. And I would say, what you do is you say if an international player enters the NFL draft, they get paid standard compensation. No boost for playing outside of their region, for going to America. But if they would choose to play in an international draft, they would get that pay boost. Just because, you don't know where you're going to end up. You could be a kid from South Africa and you're playing in Tokyo. And living in Tokyo, So, that's kind of the thought process there. But 2nd down and 10 after a 5-yard gain for the Bengals. With 4.5 to go. We need Jamar Chase to get active. We need it at least for our underdog player. For who was that? Marco. And Chase does get a little something, but it's 3rd down and 9, I think it is, coming up. Ugh. 0 plays in Broncos territory since the opening drive for the Bengals. Just crazy. Yeah, exactly. Better talent in the NFL, less good teams outside the USA, maybe more money. Exactly. That's the thought. Money talks. Money talks. And if you offer higher salaries for an international-based team, have a higher minimum salary. Going over the near side to T. Higgins, finally getting involved into the 42. But it's a 4th down and 3. Okay. So here we go. Just over 3 minutes to go. Would a U.S. player want to go international? Potentially. And that's what you'd say, is if a player chooses to play outside of their region, right? Let's say a U.S. player chooses to go outside the U.S. The only region that would not count to is if an international player goes to the U.S. to play. Other than that, you get the boost if you're playing outside your region. And the punt is going to be out of bounds at about the 18 or 19, it looks like. Man. At the 19-yard line, they're going to spot it with 2:52 to go in regulation here. Oh, man. But yeah, we are rocking and rolling here. Ready to make this happen. Would regions be team region or division region? I would say it would be like actual regions. Like you'd have a Euro region, so anywhere in Europe. You would have like an African region, anywhere in like, Africa. You'd have an Eastern Asian region, which is your, Japan, Korea, that region of the world. Then you have your Oceanic region, which is like your Fiji, your New Zealand, that kind of stuff. You could maybe split Asia up into a couple of regions as well. And then you would have, your South America region, your North America region, which nobody would get paid for playing in the North American region. Let's see. And then you would have, all that. Let's see. Now, do you think a team like Jacksonville should be moved to London to kickstart the International League and a new team started here in the States to replace the Jags? I don't know. I don't know for one reason. Like divisions, example, UK player goes to a team in Germany. Yeah, they would not get the extra pay because they're still in the European region. But yeah, I don't know about moving a team out and then replacing them in the U.S. I can see the why, but what you maybe do, I don't know. I actually don't know. That's actually a very interesting question because it would be a good kickstart, but at the same time, I just don't know. I don't know that you would do that. The fans would not necessarily forgive that. RB running, gets close to the first down, gets out of bounds with 2:05 to go. But yeah, like if you would do that to Jacksonville, the fans would never forgive the NFL for removing their team just to replace them. That's a bad look for the NFL. I honestly don't think they should because it would immediately tarnish that city from ever having an NFL team again. Even a diehard team like, Pittsburgh, if you were to move the Steelers internationally and then replace them with a new team in Pittsburgh, the fans would riot. They would be, up in arms about this. Like, what are you doing? You're taking our team away from us just to add a new team in its place? Jacksonville has flirted with the idea with the stadium remodel. Definitely change that narrative. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. I definitely think, though, that the NFL should not do that. They should not move a team to plant them and replant them somewhere else. Because all it's going to do is just going to tarnish that city from wanting an NFL team. Or from supporting an NFL team, I should say. Because the NFL removes that team against the fan base's will just to plant a new team. Like, think about it. Think about it this way, right? You have your phone. Let's say, like me, your phone's a Google Pixel 8a. Google comes around, takes the Pixel 8a from your hands against your will, and then gives you like a Google Pixel 7. Like, they rip the 8a from your hands, which you've already grown accustomed to, and then they slot in, a comparable phone, maybe the Pixel 7, but at the same time, it's not your 8a that you had, And, while you would say that's what the Rams did, the thing is that the Rams did not immediately have a franchise replace them. That would be just like you have your 8A and they take it away. The Rams owner did take it away, but they did not have a team put in its place, and that was by ownership, not the league. If the league would say, nope, we're going to rip this team out of your hands and throw a new subpar team in its place, back into the same city, let's say, again, back to the phone analogy, I have a Pixel 8a. My Pixel 8a gets ripped away by Google, gone off to Joe Schmo's Emporium down the road, right? And in return, Google gives me a Google Pixel 7. It could be a Google Pixel 7, which, it's still a decent phone. But at the same time, the league, or the Google itself, not someone else. What Kroenke did is like, let's say Joe takes my phone and doesn't give it back. That's what Kroenke did with St. Louis. But the league actually taking it away and giving you a lesser product under a new name would immediately turn that fan base off to ever supporting the NFL again. St. Louis sued over and won, so they may never get back to St. Louis. Yeah. St. Louis may not ever get a team back, unfortunately, after that. But yeah, ultimately, that is the thing, is that if the NFL does that, they're going to tarnish their reputation. I see exactly where you're coming from with taking away Jacksonville, replacing them with another team. Yeah, that's just going to jade the fan base from ever supporting the NFL again, and that's just dumb business for the NFL. They would not do that. As much as there would be a big jumpstart to the international market, it would not bode well at home. They won the lawsuit. They did, and that might scare the NFL from going back there again. The NFL might never approve another expansion franchise because they can get sued again if the team decides to leave. And the Broncos are kneeling this out. The Bengals not even taking their timeouts. It's just the mutually agreed upon. Hey, we lost. Ugh. 11 penalties to 9 first downs for the Bengals. Just crazy. Don't mess with us. But yeah, this game is wrapping up as it is. And as much as I'm enjoying, let's see here. I'm shocked Oakland never tried to sue the league when the Raiders left. I'm kind of a little bit too. But but John does have a good point. Not everybody takes on the NFL and wins. So, and again, a team leaving is not always going to be grounds for a lawsuit. Yeah, it's the way they left. Exactly. So, but they are going to kneel this one out. So with that being said, I do think I am, as much as the conversation is awesome that we're having, I do want to get something to eat before I head up and zonk out to go to bed, because I do have a long day ahead of me tomorrow. I have to make the Week 5 predictions video in its entirety, and I have to get a couple of other videos, situated, coordinated, recording, that kind of stuff, so that I'm good to edit over the rest of the week. So I do have a big day tomorrow. But yeah, the Raiders did not have a stadium plan. Unfortunately, Rams did. This is a great conversation. Yeah, and like I said, as much as I love it, I do need to get going because I do want to eat before I go to bed. And I got to get up for work in the morning, then do some stuff to make some awesome content for you guys this week. Remember, this week, we will have Week 5 predictions and an NFL tier list update video. I've already worked through the tier list update video on the scripting of it and where I have teams. And I'm getting ready to make that video. I'm going to try to record it probably on Thursday to try to get it out Thursday night, Friday, something like that. But yeah, I do think I am going to wrap it up here. We'll definitely continue it next time. Again, we will not be live on Thursday night. Will not be live Thursday night this week. And we will not be live for the 1 p.m. slate of games on Sunday. I am hoping I can make it work to where I can go live for the 4 p.m. slate on Sunday. But definitely Sunday Night Football, we will be there. If not for the 4 p.m. slate. And, yeah, I guess that I will catch you guys next time. Again, dropping a like, subscribe. 2 great ways to support me. We are on the road to 250 subscribers, 1 sub away from 220. And I guess with that, I will catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a